What's going on, guys? My name is Patrick Bacon and you're watching the one and only Bacon's Drinks channel here on YouTube. And today we're going to be doing 3 of my favorite cocktails to drink during the 4th of July. None of these cocktails have a direct correlation to the actual holiday, but they all do have a very American component, and that component is bourbon. And I think it's safe to say bourbon is the most American spirit of them all. All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. As a matter of fact, in order to get your whiskey classified as bourbon, your whiskey has to be produced right here in the good old US of A. Bourbon will be the spirit of choice for today's cocktails, and I'm gonna be using exclusively Buffalo Trace bourbon for all of the cocktails done in today's video. Buffalo Trace is by far my favorite all-purpose bourbon. I use it in almost all my cocktails. Sometimes I sip it straight as well. And of course, if you want your cocktails to taste just like what I make today, be sure to use Buffalo Trace. We do have a lot more here in Louisiana than most states do. But if you can't find Buffalo Trace, don't worry. You can use any bourbon of your choice. Whatever you want to use, it should be just fine. And all cocktails made today will be made with crushed ice. And I specifically chose that because it is getting super hot outside. So don't worry, these cocktails will be super refreshing. Let's go ahead and get to making the cocktail. So our first cocktail we're going to be making today is going to be the classic whiskey smash. In specific today, it will be a bourbon smash. We're gonna start by building our cocktail in the shaker tin today. And then we're gonna put anywhere from, I would say, 10 to 12 mint leaves in there. A lot of recipes call for 4 mint leaves, some call for 6. I have an abundance of mint because, of course, I grow it in my backyard, as I've stated many times in different videos. And I really want to impart that incredibly fresh mint flavor to the cocktails. And now we're going to add 4 lemon quarters just like this. What I did here is I took half a lemon and cut it into 4 separate wedges. And we're going to try to put them in our tin peel side down. And now we're going to be adding our sugar component. I'm going to be using 2-to-1 Demerara sugar syrup today. We're going to be doing a ½ ounce of this. Most recipes call just for a regular simple syrup. Demerara syrup to me just has kind of a wild, slightly tropical, rich taste that I think pairs super well with the bourbon in this cocktail. Now we're going to give it a nice muddle. And when you're muddling, you want to apply just enough pressure to get the juice out of those lemon quarters. And you want to apply just enough pressure to where we can express the oil from the peels and to express the oils from that incredible mint in the tin. You don't want to press too hard, and you don't want to completely eviscerate and completely destroy the ingredients. You want to press just hard enough to express the ingredients and not destroy them. All right, that should be about enough. And next we're going to add 2 ounces of Buffalo Trace bourbon. And by the way, Buffalo Trace is a 90 proof bourbon. That's it for the body of the cocktail. Now it's time to add our ice. So we're going to add 1 full scoop of pebble ice. I'm using pebble ice from Sonic. If you don't have that, you can of course use crushed ice. And now we're going to go ahead and put a seal on our tin and go ahead and get our double old-fashioned glass ready. And we're going to go ahead and give it a nice and brisk shake to really bring down that temperature and really incorporate the ingredients. All right, that should be about enough. And now we're going to roll all of our ingredients straight into the glass. I like to roll everything into the glass because I think it just adds kind of a vegetal, kind of culinary craft look to the cocktail, and it doesn't really alter the flavor all that much. All right, let's go ahead and fill up our glass the rest of the way with pebble and or crushed ice. Kind of press it down there just a little bit and put just a nice little ice cap on the top, just like that. And now it's time to garnish. Let's go ahead and garnish with a nice plouche of mint. I'm going to use approximately 3 mint sprigs here, if I can find some good ones. All right, let's go ahead and express our mint to really get the peels going, get that mint nice and fragrant. And now I'm going to put it directly into the cocktail, just like that. Perfect. There it is, guys, the whiskey smash. Let's go ahead and give it a quick taste. Go ahead and express the mint there. And I'm going to go ahead and sip it off the ice today. So that is unbelievably refreshing, as you would expect. That Demerara sugar really plays well with the bourbon. and it's an overall very balanced cocktail. It's a classic for a reason. It's absolutely delicious. Be sure to check it out. Let's go ahead and get to our next cocktail. All right, guys, for the next cocktail today, we're gonna be doing the Whiskey Peach Smash, invented by Dale DeGroff. I won't go too much into its history, but if you wanna check out some tidbits, be sure to check out the description. And also remember, I put all of my recipes in the description as well. So for this cocktail, we're gonna be building it in a shaker tin, just like last time. And this time, we're only gonna do about 6 to 7 mint leaves because we got a lot of other flavors in this cocktail. And just like last time, we're gonna put in our lemon wedges. Same as last time, half a lemon cut into quarters. And here is where things get a little bit different. We're also gonna put in, I'm gonna do 3 slices of white peach today. We got a stunning selection of peaches down here in the south right now, and the white peaches are absolutely delicious around this season. And then we're going to do 1 ounce of Pierre Ferrand Dry Curacao. If you have to, you can use, Cointreau, but it is not the same. And then we're gonna do 2 ounces of Buffalo Trace bourbon. All right. And then I'm actually gonna cheat a little bit today. I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of just regular simple syrup. My lemons are super tart today, and I know this cocktail is supposed to be a kind of a tart forward, kind of dry cocktail, but just about every time I've made it, it's been just way too tart forward. The original spec does not call for simple syrup, so I would definitely try it without the simple syrup first, and if you feel the need to add extra sugar, you can always reach for the simple syrup to give it a little more sweetness. All right, now we're gonna muddle all of our ingredients. We got a lot of ingredients in here, so be sure to muddle thoroughly. Once again, you don't want to destroy everything. If you destroy the peach, it's not that big of a deal, but you definitely don't want to destroy the mint or destroy the peels of the lemon. All right, that should be about good. All right, guys, so we're actually going to do things a little bit different for this one. I'm actually going to add 2 big pieces of cubed ice into the tin. And then we're going to go ahead and put a seal in our tin and go ahead and get the old-fashioned glass ready. And vigorously shake. Since we're using ice cubes, it's not going to melt near as quick as the crushed ice or the pebble ice did. So you want to shake pretty vigorously. You got a lot of ingredients in there, and you want to make sure to get those ingredients nice and diluted and chilled. All right, that should be about good. All right, now we're gonna fill it the rest of the way up with pebble or crushed ice. In the original recipe, it's actually worth noting, they have you strain it over crushed ice, but my crushed ice is a little tempered because the studio is running a little hot today, so I didn't want to strain it over the ice and have it melt and be completely watery for you guys. All right, that should be about good. We're gonna leave a little bit of a cap just like that. All right, now it's time to garnish. We're gonna do a mint sprig just like last time, and we're going to go ahead and express the oils. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it into the drink just like that. And since this is a peach whiskey smash, I figured I would garnish it with a slice of peach as well. I'm gonna put the slice of peach, just kind of like a little peach wedge there, just right next to the mint sprig, just like that. All right, guys, there it is, the whiskey peach smash. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and activate that mint yet again, sipping it straight off the ice. Man, that is absolutely incredible. This is probably my favorite cocktail we're gonna make on today's video. It's just fresh in every way. It tastes very similar, of course, to the last cocktail, but the addition of the Curacao and the peach just make it, elevated over the top, in my opinion. Those fresh white peaches, ripe white peaches, just add such an incredible flavor. And I still think the simple syrup is much needed. Without it, this would have been overly tart because those lemons, like I said, are running especially tart today. But overall, like the combination of the bourbon, the Curacao, the sugar, the peaches, the lemon, it makes it taste kind of like I would say a sweet bourbon peach iced tea. It's absolutely delicious, and I think you guys will really enjoy this one. Be sure to give it a try. All right, guys, for our last cocktail, we're gonna be deviating from the smash, and we're actually gonna be venturing into tiki territory. The last cocktail is one of my favorite tiki cocktails made with bourbon called the Portlight. So let's go ahead and get to making the cocktail. We're gonna build the cocktail in a shaker tin like we've been doing all of our other cocktails. We're gonna do 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce of passion fruit syrup. I'm using Liber & Co today, which is definitely my favorite passion fruit syrup to use. All right. And then we're going to do a 1/4 ounce of grenadine. I'm using BG Reynolds. And if you need, you can make your own grenadine. It's easy as well. All right. And then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Buffalo Trace bourbon. All right. Perfect. That's it for the body of the cocktail, guys. Let's go ahead and add our ice. All right, guys, we're gonna add 1 full scoop of pebble ice to our tin so we get a nice quick whip shake. All right, let's go ahead and put a seal on our tin and go ahead and get our Collins glass ready. Go ahead and shake up your ingredients to get a nice chill on the drink and to mix those ingredients thoroughly. All right, that should be about good, and we're gonna go ahead and dirty dump and pour unrestrained right into our Collins glass. All right, and this is a pretty low volume cocktail. Most tiki cocktails have tons of ingredients. This is actually a very simple one to make, and because of that, I'm using a small 12-ounce Collins glass today. Now we're gonna fill the rest of the way up with ice. All right, there we go, almost done. And you may need to press it down as you add ice. And I'm going to garnish today with a nice mint plouche. As the recipe calls for. Let's go ahead and get our mint oils nice and fragrant. And now I'm going to put our mint plouche down into the glass, just like that. If I can get it in there. It's like I may have put a little too much ice. So there it is, guys, the Portlight cocktail. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. That is absolutely delicious. The lemon juice, bourbon, and passion fruit just pair so well. The tropical sweetness of that passion fruit is absolutely unreal. And as most of you guys know, most tiki cocktails are made with rum. Very few are made with bourbon. And this is definitely one of my favorites. I'm definitely getting the sweetness and the pomegranate of the grenadine, and especially the BG Reynolds grenadine. It's called Lush Grenadine because it includes hibiscus flower, so it adds a little bit extra dimension of flavor there. And this is just one of those that doesn't have that much spirit, and it's perfectly balanced. It's absolutely delicious and perfect for a summer's day. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to give each one of these cocktails a try if you can. Be safe this 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys have a great time. And as always, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button. As always, if you could, please leave a comment. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. If you have any questions about the recipes or the drinks or anything like that, be sure to put it down in the comments. Also, if you guys have any video recommendations, I will definitely entertain that as well. Anyway, have a good time, be responsible, and as always, I will see you guys next time.